Hi, I'm Dorothy Neufeld with the Investing News Network, and here with me today at the Extraordinary Futures Conference is Stephen Jong, CEO of VRIFY Technologies. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
So I wanted to first talk about your mining technology. Can you describe a little bit about it?
So I come from the mining background, but the technology is more of a presentation technology, and the idea is that it's something that can be used off anybody out there giving any pitch for anything at all. It doesn't have to be mining related. I just happen to know mining more than anything else.
Interesting. And how is your company leveraging data as part of this product?
So we, if you think about the investment pitch as a whole, or just the pitch, maybe it's to an investor, maybe it's a community, whatever it may be, maybe it's to your own board, you primarily use PDFs. Use, be it PowerPoint or Keynote or whatever, you turn it into a PDF, and that's how you make your presentation. In doing so, you not only lose sort of the ability to really show the three-dimensional components of what you're doing, but you also lose all the data behind it, because it's very hard to kind of generate any sort of analytics or anything else from a PDF. So what we do is we summarize what we do is we bring iPads into the boardroom. So kind of the investment pitch, the pitch, whatever it may be, is now takes place between a bunch of sort of executives or investors, whoever it may be, and they use interactive data, kind of interactive presentations linked together via iPads or computers or whatever device they're going to use. And in doing so, you learn a lot. It not only enhances your presentation because you can add like 3D models and interactive drone photography or whatever you want to your presentation. You also learn about what people are looking at based on the data behind it. And a good example is within a presentation, I might be presenting to you, I have a gold mine, and if gold is $1,200, it's going to make this much money. But if I give you that presentation and you have the ability to modify the inputs, 1,000 people might do it, and we might realize that the average person is actually setting the gold price at $1,300. So I would modify my presentation accordingly. Or 1,000 people might look at it and change my operating costs. They might increase them by 20%. So then I would know that my future presentation, I need to address the fact that everybody thinks my operating costs are too low. So that's how we're starting to use data to essentially modify presentations, because the traditional pitch today is not that different than it was 20, 30 years ago.
So can you tell me more about how you can incorporate drone technology?
So drone technology is our presentations are three main components to it. There's traditional content like PDFs or images, photos, whatever it may be. Then we take 360-degree photography, a portion of which is drone, but also inside buildings and even underground or whatever it may be. So we incorporate photography, and it allows users to navigate around. So instead of just a photo of a factory somewhere, you could actually go inside and look around and everything else. And then the third component to ours are 3D models. And we use 3D models, and in mining, in resource industries, extractive industries, this is a major component because a lot of what you do is underground. So no amount of photography can show you what's actually there. So it's really kind of drone photography is one component of it, but it's those three components lined up together into a presentation is what makes VRIFY.
Interesting. And how are you seeing the current mining sector right now? What are you seeing happen?
I think the mining sector, there's a lot of different facets to the mining sector. You've seen a big push with sort of EV metals like lithium and cobalt and nickel and things associated with sort of the electric revolution. Gold has done better. Certain other elements or metals haven't done as well. As a whole, I really think the mining industry needs to evolve. And how the mining industry presents itself is going to need to evolve to attract the investor of the future. Because for the most part, whether kind of you believe it or not, it's viewed by a lot of people as a dirty industry. But we all need kind of metal to kind of go about our lives and for civilization to advance. So the mining sector really needs to kind of modify how it presents itself and how it acts if it's going to be able to continue to attract investment for kind of to continue to support itself. And that's really what VRIFY is all about. It's kind of, we're taking traditional information and not restricting you to just a PowerPoint or PDF or whatever it may be. It allows you to tell a much more fulsome story.
Interesting. And what are your plans for VRIFY moving into the end of the year?
So we've very much focused on an outbound tool, and by that I mean as a tool for executives to use to communicate to investors or community groups or whoever it may be. what's going to happen as we transition towards the end of this year and into next year is we're really starting to spend a lot of our time focused on the audience. And I am spending a lot of my time with investment funds, finding out what they want to learn, because we want to close that loop. We don't want this just to be a tool that you use to go and find investors or for your own pitches. We want this to be something where if somebody gets involved with VRIFY, there's an audience sitting waiting to kind of digest that information. So say you're a company that signs up for VRIFY tomorrow. You now have a great way to present your story. You can put that content on your website, but it's still on you to find kind of the audience for it. If you sign up for VRIFY, say 3 months, 6 months from now, if you are whatever company, whatever industry you are, if you match the criteria of the investors sitting within our platform, you're going to be matched up automatically, and we'll bring kind of that audience to it as well. So that's the next step for us.
Well, thanks so much. We can leave it there for now.
Perfect. Thanks for taking the time.
Once again, I'm Dorothy Neufeld with the Investing News Network.